Hello guys, James here. Remember I was telling you about my friend John? This is more of the story about what happened to his son, and this is just the testimony, and it's happening at Youngstown police station outside Youngstown, Ohio. So I'm gonna play the video and see what they said. Oh, damn it.
Good neighbors. Visit waldenmanagement.com. 19-year-old man will spend 9 months in prison after pleading guilty to abusing a disabled patient. We're there in court.
He got 19 months.
Hanzu's attorney pleaded for probation, something the victim's family was opposed to because they wanted to send a message. Actually, a message on trust. Don't trust anybody. Trust that John Schaefer Jr. says his autistic and nonverbal son may never get better after being abused by 19-year-old Saul Hanzu. It's terrifying because every time you think you get close to somebody, you'll get attacked and it hurts. Video evidence showed Hanzu and another man repeatedly hit the 17-year-old patient, slammed him against a wall, and threw him into a bed at a Hubbard healthcare facility. Hanzu pled guilty to 1 count of patient abuse, apologized in his sentencing hearing Thursday. Hanzu's mother also spoke in her son's defense.
My son is not in wrestling. This is big, but he's like a big teddy bear. He's never been in any fight, no altercations with anyone.
Then, in a rare move, Judge Anthony Galvalino asked Schaefer if hearing from Hanzu and his mother changed his mind on wanting a full 12-month prison term. Definitely not convinced, because my son had no say so. He didn't have an option. Galvalino ended up giving Hanzu 9 months behind bars. Schaefer and his wife say they'll take it because they say far too much abuse takes place against people with disabilities. It was time to send a message. This fight is bigger than just my son. This fight is for everybody who has autistic individuals, or they have disabled people in their families. Hopefully, learners and other people will understand that, you have to make up for your actions. The second man charged in this case, 20-year-old George Gunther, will have a court hearing next week. At Walden Management, we
Yep.
rent apartments,
So
but we sell.
that's my buddy John. Yeah, I just talked to him earlier. He was just telling me about it, and yeah, he got 9 months, and then there was two other people that abused his son too. So the other guy is supposed to go on trial sometimes. I don't know if it's this week or if it's next month, but he's supposed to get the other guy. And and this was, I was wondering because the incident happened at his house it's in Mahoney County, but the man lives in Warren County, so they had to go to Warren to arrest him for this, and they're gonna arrest the other person that did this, and then he's going after the people that hired these people, and yeah, he got 9 months for beating up his son. And it's crazy, man. It's just, and so I just got off the phone with him about within 10 minutes ago. But yeah, it said Warren man sentenced for abusing disabled patient in Hubbard facility, and there was video evidence that Hanzo repeatedly striking the patient, slamming him into the wall, throwing him on the bed, and verbally abusing him. And they were both doing this. They were both abusing him. John was telling me they were both. They said a Warren man convicted of abusing a patient in Hubbard Kid was handed his sentence on Thursday afternoon. 19-year-old Sahan Huzuzu was sentenced to 9 months in prison, on one count of one patient abuse. Hansel was previously indicted on this charge as well as assault charge, but the assault charge had once been dismissed. They dismissed it. Then he said that the charge was reference to an incident where he abused a 16-year-old patient, which is my friend's son, described as autistic and non-functioning. The patient's father spoke in the court before sentencing. We've been really hurt, devastated, vomiting, stressed, can't sleep. The wife is crying, depressed, John Shaver Jr. said. Prosecutors said the video evidence of Hansel repeatedly striking the patients, slamming him into the wall, throwing him into the bed, and verbally abusing him. It has messed up his whole trust. He doesn't trust anybody. He's terrified because every time he thinks he's get close to somebody, he gets attacked or get hurt, Shaver says. Hansel addressed the court and apologized. I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to the court and to the victim, Hansel said. At the time of the happening, I was 18 years old watching over a 16-year-old, but I stand here today taking responsibility for my actions, and I've learned from an ordeal of a more mature and more educated young man. I will not be making a mistake again. Hansel's mother also spoke on her self-defense. I'm just reading what the statement because it was kind of low. I apologize to the family because of my sons. No, he was not raised like that. Kelly Stringer said, my son is not aggressive. He's big, but he's like a big teddy bear. He's never been in any fight, no altercation with anyone. He has never been suspended from school. He's never had any attention. In a rare move, Judge Anthony DePlito then asked Shaver if the hearing from Hansel and his mother changed his mind and wanted a full 12-month prison term. I'm definitely not convinced, Shaver says. My son had no say-so. He didn't give an option. DeLipo ended up giving Hansel 9 months, and the Shaver family said they are okay with it. And because it's so far much abuse takes place against people with disability, it has the time to send a message. If you don't protect them, who will? Shaver says. Like I said, this fight is bigger than just my son. This is a fight for everybody who has autistic individuals and they have disabled people in their families. I fought for them as well. I will be the advocate for anyone. Hopefully he learns and other people understand you have to be held accountable for your actions. There is never no excuse to lose control, especially if you are not disabled. It's unacceptable. And then he said, I want him to understand that the hurt that he had done to me and my family, especially my son Johnny. Tammy Shaver says Johnny is nonverbal. He really can't tell me, Mom, what's going on, or Dad, what's going on, who hit him, whoever. I just want to let my son know I love him and we are here for him, and that's why we are here today. The second suspect, George Gunther, has allegedly involved in the incident as well. He has been indicted on patient abuse and assault charges. Prosecutors said Gunther will also be seen in the video with Hansel. So they were both in this video. They were both abusing him in the video. So, yeah. So I'm glad that my friend John, he got justice. For his son. And then there was another staff member that hit Johnny and caused him a black eye. He's going after that person too. It was another person that gave him a black eye.
they'll take it because they say far too much abuse takes place against people with disabilities. It was time to send a message.
This fight is bigger than just my son. This fight is for everybody who has autistic individuals, or they have disabled people in their families. Hopefully, learners and other people understand that, you have to be able to make up for your actions.
The second man charged in this case, 20-year-old George Gunther, will have a court hearing next week.
So yep, yeah. People, if people don't need to get to a line of work, if they can't be patient with them, don't if you don't have the tolerance for it, it's best not to get into it. So, and him and his wife been through so much and stressed on it. I mean, aged him a lot. I mean, he had to go back and forth to court, and then the provider. It was one of the people who oversee these guys. They was trying to stop other people for taking on his son as a client around the area. So every time when he would get someone to get a contract with them. Some woman that had a vendetta against them made it hard for his son to get the proper treatment and the proper staff whatever. And on top of that, you see my video on my page is when I stood in front of the hospital and told him, hey, because at the time his son, probably because he was acting out because of the incident with this case, took it out on his father, and his face was all scratched up, his eye, and the hospital. He said, "Can you hold him until we get him to the facility?" The hospital didn't want to do that, so that's why I went down there and said what I said in front of the hospital, and said, "Hey, when a family's in crisis, something like that, you should at least be for the betterment and listen to the patient or the caretaker of the patient if they're telling you it's an emergency." But these hospitals don't care. So that's why I did that video. And it's more to the case, so I'll definitely make a more up-to-date case on it. He'll let me know. And his daughter and his sister put it on Facebook, and he said, "These people, they mad as hell. They mad." This people on Facebook said, "Why did he just get months? He should have got longer than that." So, and he's better be careful when he go to jail, because they don't take kindly for someone jumping on a disabled kid. So they don't take too kind of that. So he gonna probably need protection when he get into jail because of what he did. So let it be a lesson to anybody. Don't abuse the elderly. There's 3 things you don't do. You don't abuse an elderly person, you don't abuse children, and you don't abuse women. Because they'll find out when you go behind bars, you abuse a woman, it ain't gonna be friendly for you. So, and he told me that after that incident happened, his mom, of course, she ran out crying and things like that. But I can understand how you feel. I can understand how my friend feels. They went through hell. Nobody want to help. You got people working against you, the system working against you, trying to get your son some help or your loved ones some help. And Mahoney County, where they at, is one of the worst ones as far as MRDD. I was going to do a video in front of MRDD to show the place where the hospital was finding out. But I'm glad he got justice, and I hope that that's something that I've been helping them do, get the word out. And again, like he said in one of my videos, if you find yourself in a situation and you have a loved one and you're going through something similar, and you have an autistic loved one, whether it be a child or adult, and they acting out like that, he can he, he's a good person to talk to because he knows what you're going through. And I would encourage anybody to, email him at his on my video, and he'll get back with you, and he'll talk with you because he wants to advocate, and he just like you say, he wants to advocate for people who have disabilities, and that's his heart. And so I hope you enjoy this video, and yeah, it's on my platform. If you see this video, just go to my page, and it should be there. And it's in one of it. He's the one with the veteran ball cap on and things like that. And his name's John Shaver. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, finally got justice. And I pray that if anybody going through something like this, that you get justice too. If someone's not treating your loved one any better, that you get justice. Because there's a lot of people that this is something that's unheard of. You hear a lot of elderly abuse in the nursing home, but there's disabled people too. There's getting people who have autistic problems and all kind of, just because they feel like some people are just bullies. They take their problems out on people. My sister told me some stories about how some people get bullied, and sometimes they drop patients on the floor. And she told me some stories, man. And a couple places they had to shut down here in Ohio. There's about 3 or 4 nursing facilities they had to shut down because the elderly, and they go, and the state will, one thing about Ohio, they will crack down on elderly and disabled people's abuse. They don't play that crap here, and I'm glad that they don't. And I pray that and I hope that you live in a state where they crack down on that, and do some investigation, and that's very important. And cameras is the number one thing to oversee what is they getting properly cared for. Because some people, they don't take care. They're pretty some cold people that they hire. You get the wrong kind of people with the wrong kind of spirit in there. There are people that steal off of people. Like I said, they abuse the elderly people, drop them, beat them up. And they know that some have dementia, some have Alzheimer's, epilepsy. They don't know where they're at, man. And even like people are disabled, autistic, bipolar. People have severe bipolar, like his son do, who are autistic and bipolar. So, yeah, but yeah, I hope So I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, contact my friend John if you ever need any counseling to talk to. If you need advice for him, teach you how to, and he'll be that advocate for you to fight. All right then, and I hope hope that'll be a lesson. And those who going through something out there, don't feel like you're alone, because somebody knows what you're going through, and he's one of them. It took a toll on his family, and it took almost his health. So, all right then, guys, take it easy, be blessed.